Just shopping for some juice here in this Lotus Super Center. It's kind of like Walmart, Thailand. As you can see, I've grown my hair out some. I'm almost to the point where I could slick it back. And it's still kind of diffuse, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get enough transplantation to make it look thick, but I really feel like I've become a candidate for SMP. Let me try to take a quick look here. Side, I'll try to get the back. Actually, let me go over the top. Try to, you can see here. Yep, that's how it's looking. I guess it's been a couple months that I've been growing it. Yeah, it looks good. Looks different than I look bald, of course. I'm here to get some juice. I got this freshly squeezed juice. I got my favorite carrot juice. I think I'll pick up one of those. This one they don't have in America. It's mangosteen. In Asia and Thailand, they don't usually shake hands. They have this greeting gesture here. It's called a Y. You can see Ronald McDonald doing it here, hands clasped. So I just took a shower, and this is how it looks when it's combed forward. And you can see it's definitely frizzy. The beard hair wants to stand straight up. Here we go. There's the back. So let's try to get a little different lighting here. Direct sunlight. If I put a little bit of aloe vera in there, that helps a lot. That helps it be less frizzy and fly away. But yeah, it looks pretty good at this length. I would like more. I'd like some SMP, but pretty good. Alright, so now I put a couple dabs of aloe vera in it. It's going straight back a little more. In certain types of lighting, it still looks diffuse and a little bit see-through. Particularly here at this corner where this temple point, as I've been saying, is just stronger. It's more squared off. So it's still a little weak here, but yeah, this is pretty good. If you look at me straight on, it looks great. It looks a little less dope. Other angles, but still pretty good. Let's try to go in this direct lighting. Yeah, see, it starts to become a little see-through here. You can start to see my scalp, and that's where something like SMP might push me over the edge. I might even be done. And there is a good place here in Bangkok, so I'm thinking about that. And I'm starting to think next at bat is SMP to finish the job once and for all. One other thing, when this dries, right now it's still kind of wet, it actually looks pretty good. It's a little bit clumped together here, but it is less see-through. But still, in direct sunlight, you can slightly see through that scalp. You can still see it. So one last update in this little series. My hair has dried now. I only put aloe in there. So let's see. July 5th is when I got this transplant here. So that's about 4 months now. So there's still more that's going to come in this little front portion. It's the Chao Phraya River, a little bit more narrow part about it. Going to a place called Sansiri backyard. Sansiri backyard. So more and more I'm thinking I need the SMP because I still need a significant amount of hair transplanted to have a thick, normal look. And it's kind of a diffuse look. And if you look really close to my hairline, it looks natural. I don't think anybody could detect it, but it looks slightly transplanted because normal hair is like, all my hair is thick and healthy, but it's spaced apart. You think I could complete the illusion with a little SMP, get that scalp to stop reflecting. In this light it looks pretty good, but I noticed when I was looking in the mirror it very slight transplant look due to not complete density that's required to complete the illusion. We're trying to get the electric car thing going here in Thailand. It's definitely a long way to go. This place is called Sansiri Backyard that I'm approaching. It's the beginning of the Sansari Garden. This is very lush and tropical, the most fresh air you'll probably have in Bangkok. I don't know if you've ever been to some kind of museum and they'll be like simulating a rainforest. It's usually in this like glass enclosure. And that's exactly how I feel right here, though this is not any simulation. It's very humid and lush. green. And you can almost feel the humidity through the camera. Yeah, you can see what is called Sansiri Backyard. This has been here for I have a little kind of petting zoo. Well, but I'm not going to be petting chickens, I guess, but they do have a petting zoo.
No fish.
He's having a good time. Banana leaves are cool looking. And in a lot of Asia and Thailand and tropical countries, so you'll have like 10 different kinds of bananas. I guess in America and the Western world, you just think of that one thing you get at the supermarket. Yeah, this one, it doesn't grow that big. I don't know all the different kinds, but I've seen them next to each other, and it's just interesting. They can make all kinds of different things with the leaves and the bark. This company, Sansiri, they're actually a condo developer. Some of these surrounding buildings in this urban oasis may actually be made by them. But yeah, for whatever reason, they made this nice little park here. Very thankful for that. Thank you, Sansiri. This is really well done. Nice landscaping. I never see many people here either. I guess it's still a well-kept secret. Take a little look at my hair combed forward. It looks pretty funny, I guess. Yeah, because as I said many times, the temple point is stronger here. And you can see there's... the hair doesn't want to lay flat here because there is less hair. So it's a little bit of a mini comb over, I guess, on that end. So I mean, it's alright. I still have hair there, but it doesn't extend as far. So you can see it doesn't lay as flat. I'll try to comb it back some. Yeah, you can see here it's a little better. Whatever. Still pretty good. There is a petting zoo here. I don't know where it is. But I swear there is. There was like goats and lambs and stuff. I don't know, maybe they're not out today. Sheep and goat house. Maybe it's here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I told you. I don't think they want me to pet them right now. Hello, my friend. Looks delicious. I don't know why they're going up like that. They want to start breathing. They're about to evolve into amphibian. You can do it. That's right. All you gotta do is sprout legs and you'll be up here like me. Now that I've been combing my hair back and growing it a little longer, I've noticed a couple 2 hair grafts. I don't know if you can see them, but it's amazing that back in the day they did the hair plugs, and those were like, back in the day they did the hair plugs, and those were like, I don't know, 10 or 15. And you could tell they looked like the doll's hair. I don't know how anybody could ever think that looked good. Even 2 hair grafts in the front looks a little weird. But it's pretty good. It's not many, and I think most people wouldn't notice, but I have noticed a few. You have a nice run?
Yes, I do have it.
Very perspirated?
Yes, good man.
Yeah.
Really?
That's very good. On the tropical run. Alright, good job. Alright, I think I walked at least a mile, maybe more. It's time for a nice cappuccino. Back to the old lifestyle. Yeah, there's something about this background. It looks like an advertisement for a condo.
Oh, yes, I have. Cheers.
It's the high season in Thailand. It's a little after Thanksgiving. And it is definitely a zoo. It's hard to get anywhere right now. As a local, I'll be glad when these people go back, though. I'm sympathetic that with COVID they didn't have enough customers, so I'm sure they're happy. All the Thai people and the various vendors, I'm sure they're happy they're back. But I'll be happy when they're gone. Earlier today I had a consultation at an SMP, I guess you call it a clinic. It's called Hair Scalp Center. Yeah, I just look at my hair and like from this angle it looks pretty good, but as soon as you like go overhead, I don't know what it would take to ever get it like thick enough with like transplanted hair. It just seems like this bottomless pit. And with SMP, unless you're going to keep it really short, it's really hard to have the illusion of it being like 3D. So I mean, I've got hair, it's like a little bit wavy, it covers my whole head, but it's like a netting of hair. So I've just come to the conclusion I'm a very good candidate for SMP where I am right now. That doesn't mean I won't get more transplantation at some point. But yeah, I already scheduled it. Today is Saturday. I'm going to have the first one on Monday. And then there's a total of 3. I just want to say the cost, because the cost was pretty good. I had this done in America on my scar. And I think that lady was like, okay, but I think that was like $2,000, maybe more. And that's what this costs. This is going to be my whole head and going all the way back and maybe covering the FUT scar. I'm not going to fill in the FUE scars, not at this time. And I might get more transplantation in this corner at some point. So I don't want to make that confusing. So I told her I want everything behind my hairline. I have the advantage that I have a hairline, and I think that's the hardest part to get right with SMP. So a couple centimeters, and I'm going to kind of transition it, have it like, I don't know what you say, a couple dots here, and then get to more thickness as it goes back. But this is going to be the end of my long hair experiment for a while, because you can do it with hair longer, but it makes it more difficult. It's not going to help anything. Every hair thing is like that. It's just easier for the doctor if the hair is shorter, though I wanted her to see this because this is how I'd like to keep my hair after I get that SMP. So I have high hopes for that. I think I'm a good candidate for that. And of course, I'll keep you updated. One more quick shot. This is how it is parted to the side. Looks a little denser. I guess that's common when you part it to the side. Go here, because this hair is disappearing very soon. Go back here. Yeah, she's gonna go all the way down to here to make it all just kind of blend in. Yeah, so that's my side part there. Yeah, there's like one good thing. There's like a look of fullness because the beard hair is kind of kinky. It makes it puff up some, but the density is just not there. So I might be the perfect candidate for SMP. Good morning, Bangkok, November 27th. Sometimes it looks like this and that is pollution, but today it actually is fog. It's been raining, which is much better than pollution, though they look similar. So I've shaved my head. I think this is actually a 0. I didn't have any guard on it. I just used the clippers and ran it across. Because for the SMP, I don't want any illusion of hair covering everything. I want to fill in every spot. Take a quick look here. And you can see it's severely depleted from the FUE, the right side. I might even get a little here. I wasn't planning on doing the donor area, so I'll have to pay more, but it might be worth it. Left side, look behind here. Back, top. I have this like long face, and really the most key thing is that I have this hairline, because when I didn't have any hairline, my face looked even longer. It just looked like it just kept going back and back. So that just having that hairline makes a big difference. I mean, if you look at my hair right now, it looks like SMP, the length I have it at. You can take a look at this hairline. I don't like how this curves back like this, but see, like I said, the doctor was avoiding this scar, which I can understand, but it needs to match this eventually one day. I don't want to get SMP here because I don't want any like dots in front of my natural hair. My goal is not to keep my hair this length a little bit longer. But you can see there's still plenty of white space. Frustrating. I've had so much hair and finasteride, minoxidil, and exosomes, and I have come a long way. Yet there's still a long way to go. And I don't know. I would probably need another 15,000 grafts to get rid of all this white space. So it's time for SMP. That's going to be tomorrow. You can see just the different white area that she's going to need to fill in. She's going to go quite far back, all the way kind of back down to here, and then fill it. There'll be no gaps on the side too. So the good thing is I have this like template. We're not going to go in front of this line, so we'll go as close to this hairline as possible. Let's cover the rest. Anyway, so this is what I look like just one day later. Having the hairline is the most important thing. I don't feel like hair makes me look that different. It is different, but younger having hair made a much bigger difference, and I still would not want to not have this hairline and this like look of this kind of SMP look. But once I've achieved this, I've kind of achieved everything I need, and I probably will grow my hair longer, and that'll give me a different look, but I don't feel like it dramatically changes my appearance that much. Today is November 28th, 2022. I wanted to do one more quick video before I get this SMP and my head is forever changed. I was saying one thing in the park, I don't know if I said clearly, but right now my hair's grown just a little tiny bit, and it looks pretty good, looks pretty natural. There's this little concave situation here I hope to fix one day. I was thinking about actually even getting an SMP here, but I don't think that will look right. Because if I grow my hair, this is gonna look shaved or just weird. I think maybe I could get away with a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna have to live with it. But so I'm gonna take a quick shot of my head here for posterity. So here's the right side. Back here, I get this. Left side, on the top here. Again, it looks pretty good here, but when it gets a little longer, it's just like a little bit diffuse. And naturally diffuse hair, it's gonna also be miniaturized. Like if your hair is spaced apart, it's not gonna be healthy. That's a sign of male pattern baldness or whatever type of hair loss situation you have. So if you have thick, robust hair that's spaced apart, that's a giveaway of a hair transplant. And I minimally have that, it looks pretty good. But this SMP I think will be good to camouflage that. And I'm hoping it's soft in the front and then get a little more dense as it goes back. So I think I have enough that I can create that illusion that it gets rid of any lingering hair transplant look. All right, so here's this little clip. I'll try to film something at the place. I don't know how successful that'll be. And I'll update you later. The procedure is about to begin. Unfortunately, I have this stupid pimple in the back of my head. I'm gonna have to avoid that area. This is Nisa, the SMP artist. Gonna get started. I have a friend who went here, and it looked good, so I'm confident it will look good for me as well. We're just taking a little break here. I got two people going at once. I decided I need to do these sides also, because it's just, when it's shaped, it's just really depleted. So if I thicken this up, I think it's gonna look weird unless I get the sides. Well, I already did it to get the sides too. So I plunked down another $500, and I'm basically getting my whole head now because I want it all to look even. So. One little spot that can't do that today. It's very annoying. Let's try to take a look here. What's going on here? I guess we're kind of marching our way back. It's like a brown color, not black. I requested that it's not black. Hopefully this doesn't look too light, and it always looks a little funny when you first get it. It's there's too much pigmentation, but that'll fade some and it should blend in. But yeah, I don't have any numbing cream. It's not really painful. It's more just kind of uncomfortable, and it feels kind of like the plucking a hair, but it's no big deal really. Just get through it. Yep. Okay, it's the next day, November 29th, after my first SMP treatment. I should have taken a picture, but when I woke up this morning, my head was just like all brown. It looked pretty funny. And I actually felt a little panic for a minute, but that was just leftover dye from the SMP. As you can see, there is like a slight brown tint to it, but that should blend in once I grow my hair some. And also my head is still red from just having it tattooed so much. But let's take a quick look here. Here's the right. back here. This side, the left side, over the top here. I would say it does look natural. There's just, a bunch of dots. Like I said, there's still some redness. You can be the judge yourself. And also, I have hair, and I was very particular. I did not create a new hairline. Everything is either on or slightly behind the hairline. And it definitely looks fuller after one treatment. In about 2 weeks, I'll be going back for a second one. I may try to just avoid the front. I'm not sure yet. I definitely don't want this to look too thick or weird, but we'll see. So the whole treatment took about 3.5 hours. And for the first 3 hours, it was fine. It did start getting a little tender towards the last 30 minutes, but I don't know, I just toughed it out and then that was over soon enough. It was definitely at no point painful. So I had 2 people with their tattoo guns poking away, so that was pretty intense for a little while there. One other thing I want to mention, there's right on my FUT scar, there's a black line, and that was from a different SMP artist in America quite a while ago. I'm surprised it hasn't faded, but she was okay, but I guess she didn't really know what she was doing that much. And you can see that definitely stands out and looks different, but fortunately it's on my scar there, and I usually keep my hair long enough that it blends in. But that was not the SMP artist I just went to this time. So I had my work done this time at Hair Scalp Center. The owner is named Nisa. She did most of the work and her assistant helped as well. And that's near Sapan Kwai BTS station here in Bangkok. Today is Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. I wanted to make one more quick clip because in the earlier clips my head looked more brown than it was and I didn't realize this at the time. But because I can't wash my head for 4 days, and I still haven't washed it, but I have been using these hygiene wipes things that they gave me, and every time I wipe it some of the brown color comes off, so it looked much more brown than it's going to be in the final result. So even now there's still more that's going to come off, and it always will have a slight brown tint, but not as much as you saw in those videos. So I wanted to give a better impression of how it's going to look. So now we have the right side, back here a little, still have that unfortunate ingrown hair which will go away. So right side, and try to get the left here. Front, the top real quick. Yeah, so that's how it's looking a couple days later. It doesn't look as brown. It also doesn't look quite as thick because some of that was just the dye being smeared around, and eventually just the dots will be left, and I will go back and get more dots added and they'll be darker. Yeah, so I thought it was important I give that update so it didn't look like it was like super brown when it's not. Well, I guess that's the update for now. See you next time.